Welcome to Last Night in Basketball. I'm Jared Dubin. When an opponent puts one of your defenders in the crosshairs, pretty much only bad things can happen. They're usually going to do this with a guard who's not very good at defense. They're just going to try to physically overwhelm him, and there's really nothing your team can do to stop it. When that happens, even if they make him work hard for a basket, it can get really, really demoralizing really quickly. So teams try to do pretty much whatever they can to try to avoid this fate, especially when it's happening with the best players in the league going after one of your weaker defenders. Nobody wants to see this happen to them. So whenever this weaker defender starts getting targeted, the defense starts devoting more and more attention to the offensive player. You can see here the Bulls have all 5 guys with their eyes directly on LeBron James posting up Kobe White. What happens? Jared Vanderbilt sneaks in from the weak side for an easy dunk. You can see it here again with the Hawks. Andrew Nembhard, not even that big of a dude, is posting up Trae Young. Everybody on the Hawks has their eyes on it. When Nembhard spins baseline, multiple Hawks come over to help. The ball gets swung to Aaron Nesmith on the weak side, and he gets himself an open pump and slide 3. It can get even more complicated in pick and rolls because the other defenders on the floor already have responsibilities, and it can leave the guy that's being targeted pretty much helpless and on an island in space. And because the reason he's getting targeted in the first place is that he's a weak defender, he's probably not going to stop that ball handler from getting exactly where he wants to go. That's especially the case when you make him defend multiple actions in quick succession. Make him guard the screener, make him guard the ball handler, make him do it again. He's not providing much in the way of resistance. So what do you do as a defense in this situation? Well, you gotta send help. But that obviously creates its own set of problems because it leaves somebody else open away from the ball. If you wait until the driver hits the paint to send help, you might give up a layup at the rim. If you try to send it earlier, maybe it's a kick out and a swing to a corner 3. And even if you think you've got everything covered, you might still give up a basket. You might get this guy targeted, you might send a little bit of help, you might close out on the man who gets the ball on the swing, but then everybody else behind the play, one guy's a little bit late and you give up a drive to the basket. So maybe you try to go with a trap, get the ball out of the ball handler's hands, don't let that guy get targeted in the first place. But unless your rotations are absolutely perfect behind the play, that's just going to leave somebody open too. A lot of times you're creating these 4-on-3 situations. Maybe it's a floater. Maybe it's a corner 3. Maybe you end up in one of those 4-on-3 situations and you think you've got everything covered well, right up until the point that you don't. Because when you're a defender down against the offense, somebody's going to wind up open. And that might mean a basket, or it might mean something like an offensive rebound and a putback. And this is when teams start to scramble. They do everything they can to avoid that targeted defender getting into the action in the first place. Maybe it's with an isolation jumper before everybody can get back to their man. Maybe it's with a quick pass on the perimeter that creates a driving lane for the man who gets the ball on the swing. Maybe it's just by having a dude with the ball who's basically a savant and waits until the exact right moment to deliver the exact right pass to get his team an easy bucket. There are no easy answers here. Even if you wind up in a matchup you don't like, send help to get out of it, get the ball out of the ball handler's hands, and scramble to avoid that matchup again, well, you might just end up with your guy getting targeted on the offensive side of the floor, and there he is, helpless, and you give up another easy layup. Thanks for watching Last Night in Basketball. I'm Jared Dubin. Head on over to lastnightinbasketball.com and subscribe today.